Sean here, Mostly Metal. How we doing? Another video, 2 in a row. Holy shit. Today we're going to be talking about VHS music videos that I own. I kept these things, kind of like a collector nerd for some music stuff, as many of you are, I'm sure, if you're watching this video. So we'll get into that soon. First, we're going to talk about what's in the background. That looks fucking disgusting. And fittingly enough, the band, this is a split between Disgusted Geist and Medicine Noose, self-titled on Live Fast Die Records. I first discovered this label back, I think Ben Smasher mentioned them. I think he's friends with the guys that run it, maybe. And they put out an album by a band called, I think it's Circadian Ritual. And I bought their album. And what I didn't notice at the time, and I mentioned this in my video, that Live Fast Die, that's to me looks like a G.G. Allen tattoo. But the cover of this album, I don't know what that is. I don't know if I want to know what that is. But I think this is a three-way split between Live Fast Die, Heavenly Vault, and Dry Cough. You get 2 songs from Disgusted Geist and 3 from Medicine Noose. Just sick, filthy grind, a little D beat. This is a clear vinyl. I think there's only like one of these left. Last time I looked, I could be 100% wrong. Let's see, I'll go to their debate. 2 left. So if you want to jump on it, do so right away. I prefer the Disgusted Geist side. It's more polished, well produced. I know that seems a little counterintuitive to grind in a way, but the other thing that struck me on with this album, I don't know if this was by design or by necessity, but if you notice the cover, which it's fucking disgusting. It came in this weird looking polyline sleeved with red lines in it, and when you put the release in it, it kind of takes on a different look and makes it maybe even more disgusting. I don't know if that was by design or if they just had red ones laying around. But either way, it works. It's creepy, it's disgusting. 5 songs, everything you want in grind and more. I like splits with grind bands, typically, as long as the bands are different enough. And both these bands do have a different sound. If this video goes on long enough, I'll let you know when the other band starts. I think, yeah, they'll be starting here in a little bit. So, the other release I wanted to talk about, I already mentioned this in one of my videos, I believe, but I finally got a Lamp of Murmur. Air of Eclectical Romanticism. Shout out to DHL for bending it. This is great black metal. I can't say enough, and I don't know if you can even see the bend on there. It's pretty bad, but it was properly packed and everything. It's just records. They just don't give a shit. But finally got my mitts on one from Death Cult Productions. So my bitch about these labels, they know they could sell a lot more of these than what they actually make. And when it comes down to cost per unit, it makes no sense to keep repressing an album. It's cheaper to make 500 or 1,000 of something than it is to keep making 100 or 200 over and over and over and over again. You know you're going to sell them, make them, pre-order them, put them up for pre-order. I guarantee if you put it up for pre-order, you're going to make your money right away and have plenty of money left over. But that's just my bitching that I'll get to when I get around to making my how not to run a record label videos. So we have a stack of VHS tapes here for those that don't know what a VHS tape is. These used to be things that us old people would go and pick up and put in a VCR to watch at home. It's the only source of video watching movies we had. If I wanted to watch something in my younger days, I either had to go get the VHS or I had to hope it was going to be on HBO, assuming my parents were willing to pay for HBO. If I was really lucky, I got Cinemax, which we used to call Skinemax, because they always had softcore porn. Funny story with that is when I was a kid, my mom was convinced that MTV was the channel that would warp the mind of the youth, and we had HBO, Skinamax, and MTV at one time, and she tried to get rid of MTV, and I'm like, oh, you want to get rid of MTV? Okay, because MTV, at the time, it was a pretty big deal, but I still had Cinemax, so, yeah, MTV was a big deal back in the day. Getting cable, I still remember the day I first got cable. I was sitting in the front yard, and my mom came running out and said, we're getting cable. We had a box on top of our TV with this dial that went back and forth to pick your channel. So the struggle was real. Anyway, we're going to get into VHS. These are going to be in alphabetical order. Alice in Chains Live Facelift. I think I got this. If you see that at the bottom, that's a copy of Facelift. This is demonstration only, not for sale. If I remember correctly, this came out in 91. It's a live show. It's got 2 videos, and it's got 5 songs from all the best songs, in my opinion, from Facelift. Man in the Box, of course. Real Thing, Love, Hate, Love, Sea of Sorrow, Bleed the Freak. And then the videos for We Die Young and Man in the Box. Not much to show on the inside. But if I remember correctly, if there was the record store in the mall had a deal where if you bought Facelift, you got a copy of this for free, maybe. And I've kept it all these years. Haven't watched it, obviously, in a long time. I don't own a VCR anymore. Huge Alice in Chains fan. Dirt, to me, is a Desert Island album. I can listen to Dirt from front to back, side to side, all day, every day, and not get tired of it. The journey of a junkie from first discovering drugs and how great they are, and then the spiral of heroin, all the way to death, is just kind of a foreshadowing, unfortunately, for Lane Staley. But if you don't know Alice in Chains, check them out. This is kind of a cool thing to have in my collection. At one time, I thought I'd get rid of all these VHS tapes because who cares? But it's just kind of cool to hang on to some of these memories. Next up, we've got Cinderella, Night Songs, the videos. This was a VHS. It wasn't a promo or anything. It came out back when Night Songs came out. And this was just the videos back when Cinderella was hot shit. It's got Somebody Save Me, Shake Me, Nobody's Fool. Once Around the Ride, Night Songs, and Push Push. I think those 3 weren't really videos, kind of like what you see on the back here. Those are all from their nice little, well-polished, produced, corporate videos. I think the other 3 videos are just them live. A lot of Cinderella, I don't know, they kind of got lumped in with hair metal, obviously, because look at them on the cover there. But they kind of had this bluesy feel. By the way, this is now Medicine News. But I've always liked Cinderella and Night Songs. This one's a little hot. And I think Night Songs is a great album from start to finish. They put out some other stuff that's actually quite good. I think they're actually good songwriters. I always like Tom Kiefer's vocals. But, they toured with Bon Jovi, and Bon Jovi kind of gave them that little boost. And if you look on the back there on the bottom, if I remember right, that was I think Richie Sambora and John Bon Jovi were in their video. That might be for Somebody Save Me. I can't remember, but yeah, Cinderella, Night Songs, great album. The next few here are a band you all know and love, Metallica. This is Cliff 'Em All, the 1998 home video. This was the first time I ever saw any inclination of Metallica playing live. I bought this after I discovered Metallica. I started diving in and buying everything I could find, and this was, at the local record store. It shows you kind of the songs that are on it. I like seeing the behind-the-scenes stuff. I've always enjoyed that. Pantera was great at that. But this is kind of their tribute to Cliff Burton after he passed away. There's a lot of great live footage of Cliff Burton on this. I would like to go through this again someday. I'm sure it's on YouTube. Lots of great live stuff. Most of it is from, or I should say most of it, all of it's from Master of Puppets and before. But there's some cool behind the scenes stuff and whatnot. It's about an hour and a half. Good stuff. Next up was, again, I was buying everything that Metallica put out. This is 2 of 1. This is kind of the videos for, sorry, Metal Mikey's down here where you can have it. It's got an introduction, and then it's got the original video, and then kind of the cut down version, so it's not very long. You can see there, I remember a lot of people when Metallica, I think one was their first official video on MTV, so after they poo-pooed MTV, they put out a video, and I was like, what the fuck are these guys doing? But then you see the video, and it's actually probably the most powerful video MTV's ever shown. Very, got scenes from Johnny Got His Gun in there. And the song's about a guy that loses his arms and legs, and he can't see or talk or anything or hear, and he's kind of like this shell of a human being, and he's forced to stay alive. So kind of depressing topic, but good stuff. After this, as we all know, after they did the And Justice for All cycle, the Black Album came, and I think with this they got a little bit of taste of some of that rock stardom, and I think a trigger was switched, and they just took and ran with it. So love them or hate them, whatever. So with that, the Jason Newsted era came, and this is a year and a half in the life of Metallica. This is a two VHS package, which I have both of them here. This was kind of fun, kind of seeing how they were on tour and then went into start recording the Black Album, and kind of seeing the tug and pull as they were recording the album. I was knee deep in Metallica by now, and this was the part, unfortunately, where things took a turn. It became a deal where everyone liked Metallica. The people that used to make fun of you for liking Metallica all of a sudden liked Metallica. And on the back here, I never noticed really, but if you look at the back, this one over here has their skeletons, and this one over here has their regular faces, which I never knew before. But it's entertaining to watch. Not as entertaining as Some Kind of Monster, but it's fun to see the creative process. You really get a sense of it's kind of the Lars and James show. Unfortunately, or fortunately, it worked out for them. But this is the box set, and if you see there's a cool little design on the front there. But entertaining nonetheless. You can find it on YouTube or wherever. Check it out. This is a documentary called Release. This is more of a hardcore / punk documentary that came out on Victory Records. It's about an hour long, kind of talking about the punk rock scene and the hardcore scene. Sick of It All's on here, Madball, some other bands, H2O, Bad Religion. They kind of interview some of the bands, show them live, and they try to get to the, what's the point of hardcore and punk, and why do people act the way they do at shows. That was a pretty good documentary. Not a huge fan of Victory Records. That's a whole other video. But it's got some other bands on here. Are Less Than Jake. Hate Breed's on here. Face to Face. Huge fan of Face to Face. Bouncing Souls. Good Riddance. Lifetime Ignite. Battery. Vision of Disorder. 454 Big Block. And some other bands I had not heard of until I watched this video. But good stuff. If you're a fan of punk rock or hardcore and like documentaries, I highly recommend finding Release. Last but not least, this is a punk band. They do not get enough credit, in my opinion. They have a ton of great albums out there, but this is the Vandals, and this is Sweat to the Oldies. This is a VHS, obviously. It came out on XXX Records. Not much to show on here. But essentially a live show of the Vandals. If you don't know the Vandals, punk rock, I believe, out of California. And a funny disclaimer down there, the warning. Much of the material contained herein is unsuitable for younger viewers. So this is obviously before the parental advisory sticker. But this is them live with some backstage funny type stuff. The guitar player, I can't remember his name. But their drummer, Josh Freese, I believe he went on to play in a later version of Devo. Great drummer. He's kind of a session drummer now, I think, when people just need a guy to come in and fill in really quick, someone that can pick stuff up, just like that. Josh Freese is your guy. I don't know what he's up to now, but a lot of songs you may or may not know. Lady Killer, I Want to Be a Cowboy. They do a great version of Summer Lovin' from the movie Grease, which is hilarious. But yeah, this is the Vandals are entertaining live. I did see them live once or twice, and they're kind of a fun punk rock jokey type band, but they toss in enough seriousness to make it meaningful, if that makes any sense. But you know, one of the best song titles ever that they have, and I think in general, was Anarchy Burger Hold the Government. Just a great play on words there. I think that's actually on here somewhere. Doesn't say if it is or not, but you could get the cassette and CD version of this too. A live version. I'm not big on live albums personally, but good stuff nonetheless. So if you're so inclined to check any of those out, I will try to find them on YouTube and link them below. I don't know if there's any weird, I'm sure with Metallica shit there's weird copyright rules and everything, but the other stuff maybe not. So I'll try to find it, link it below. If not, I'll just link some stuff below and you can go research it yourself. So hope you guys enjoyed that trip down memory lane with VHS tapes. Next I will do, I have more DVDs, and I think I might even have a few Blu-rays, so I will highlight those here very soon. So hope you guys are having a good one, and I will catch you all later.